Hello everybody, welcome back. Again, just gonna hop right into it. You're probably getting sick of me saying that. Today we're gonna talk about what we tell ourselves becomes reality. But first, I want to show you guys the sunrise because it's awesome. Okay, one sec here. I just have to disappear into Narnia. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And the sun, like the clouds and everything, like it's just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, wow, that's pretty cool. Hey, I love getting up early for this exact fact. Can we do that? Like what? That's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, wherever you are in the world, if you can't appreciate the sunrise, appreciate the sunset. But like I said, today we're going to talk about what we tell ourselves becomes reality. I'll just leave this in the background so it's all nice and pretty. Okay, so my thoughts. I think the voice inside our head, that little voice that says, you can do this, you can't do this, I think that voice is very powerful. And depending on your upbringing, how you were raised, where you were raised, the expectations in your house, that voice is either going to be an ally and it's going to support what you're doing, or it's going to hate you and it's going to fight you and it's not going to be your friend, basically, is what we're getting at. So what I think is that voice in your head and what we tell ourselves can either be super positive or it can be super negative. It can be, you can do it, Jax. It can be, keep going, just one more lap, just one more try. Or it can be, you suck, you're awful, you can't do this. Why would you ever think that you can do this? It can say stuff like that. And I think we get to choose. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that. I think we get to choose what it says. And we get to dictate and govern if it's going to be a support or it's going to be a negative. So that's the first bit. The like more in-depth version of that is that it has to do with your self-esteem. It has to do with your self-value. It has to do with how you think other people see you, which, like, spoiler alert, you should not be thinking about because you can't control what other people think about you. So why bother even thinking about it in the first place? Like, you can only control your own actions and your own mind. You're not responsible for how other people perceive you or how people might interpret you, and you can't control what they say about you. So it's just kind of pointless trying and attempting to like worry over it because it's going to happen regardless. So you might as well just take yourself out of the equation and allow people to say whatever they want to say and know deep down in your heart that it doesn't matter what they say, So that's like the first part of what I wanted to talk about. But I also think that you can encourage yourself far beyond what you think is possible just by allowing your mind to think of amazing things, allowing your mind to really push you to that next step. Or if you have a goal, start intentionally manifesting it. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about manifesting because I know half of the people who are listening to this will probably hear manifesting and think, Jack, you're some weird spiritual loser. Like, what the heck? Like, and then the other half of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, manifesting, like it saved my life. So what I mean by manifesting is I mean the idea of visualizing and then really bringing to reality what you want. So manifesting is just intentionally thinking of a goal or having the ideal version of life that you would like to be living in your brain, and then it's carrying it out. So I think a lot of people think of manifesting as this idea of like, you're gonna picture something and then the universe is just gonna magically give it to you. Which sometimes honestly, sometimes that happens. But most of the time, when you focus on a goal, when you set the target, humans are really good at goal setting and then achieving those goals. So when you set your target and you take your aim and you visualize with a lot of intention of like, I want to do this, I want to reach this goal, you'd be surprised how often you do hit it. It's kind of funny how often that kind of thing happens. Sorry if the light is like, I could like turn this way. If the goal has like real value and real meaning to you, and you set your target and you aim for it and you work towards it and you build and you progress, no wonder you're going to hit it, right? Because you're doing all the things that you want to do to hit that goal. So again, just thinking, oh, it'd be so nice to like do this, or it'd be so nice to like hit this goal or whatever, that's quite different than intentionally saying, I am going to reach this goal. I am going to work towards it. I'm going to work every day. That's quite different. And I think cynical people are always going to be cynical people. And I think there is a room to change, and I think it's important to change. So if you're one of those people that thinks manifesting and intention and the idea of the voice inside our head isn't going to change, it won't change. But you can work towards it and you can make change. I mean, I grew up in a non-spiritual household. No religion, no spirituality. Everything was very science-based. Everything was very factual, and like the world is as it is. And yet I am like quite a spiritual person, because I found this, I started talking to people and I asked questions and I read books, and I became a person that became very aware of the role of the voice inside your head. So the voice inside my head when I was growing up, very much negative. I was overweight as a kid, so I got bullied, I got called gay. So I had a very low opinion of myself, and as a result, the voice inside my head was very mean. It was like, I couldn't imagine somebody, like another human, talking to me the way like I talked to myself. Like that would be like abusive. Like it would be a relationship that was so abusive that like you'd call the police or something, And it wasn't until I got a little bit older and I started reading books and understanding spirituality and how we see ourself and our connection between ourself and our body and like a whole bunch of stuff like that, that I realized that your entire mind is just a series of voices and a series of things that you've heard and said and things that have happened. Like you're just an amalgamation, you are an amalgamation of everything you've ever seen, heard, done, eaten, tasted, heard, touched. Like you are this incredible collage of identity, which becomes its own identity in itself, which is amazing. And the risk is that there is a lot of negativity, there's a lot of selfishness, there's a lot of fear in the world. And so because we are all just giant collages of identity, we get that negativity sort of sewn into the fabric of who we are, and that's not particularly good. We have to every now and then, you have to go back and look at the whole collage, and you have to be willing to get rid of the pieces you don't want, and you have to be willing to remove the negative patches and the negative things that just came into the fabric of who you are. And that will lead to so much more positivity, and it will make you truly powerful. And I'm not talking about some kind of power where it's like, you will be able to crush your enemies. I'm talking about the kind of power that gives you happiness, peace, satisfaction, joy, the things in life that we all truly crave. I mean, you might think that you crave money and all the kinds of addictive things in life, but in reality, you just want joy. You want happiness, and the voice inside your head and what you tell yourself really shapes like how you search for that and how you reach for that. If the voice inside your head says that you are a strong, independent human being who gains happiness from within and your surroundings and where you are in the world, you become kind of like infinitely powerful. So I'm going to end off here because I'm heading to the gym, but look at the sunrise. Oh, guys, it's so pretty. Honestly, if you're not appreciating the sunrise or the sunset or the clouds when they look pretty or something, you got to start appreciating this stuff because it's so cool and it's amazing. So I will leave you guys here. I love you lots. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.